that summer came and I got my first taste, and baby, I ain't been back since. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I am Y2, and on this channel, we've talked about health, wealth, and freedom. Those are the three goals for 2020. Those are my goals. Those should be your goals. And in this one, we're going to talk about health, and we're going to focus on mental health. Well, as you can see by the title, this is about coming out, and this is my coming out story. So when you're in the closet, it's like a gorilla on your back. And it's something hard that you have to deal with all the time. But for the youth who are watching this, if you are young and you're watching this and you haven't come out yet, you got to do it when you're most comfortable, when it's the right time for you. Don't do it for anybody else. And if you get outed, it's a traumatic experience. And I'm sorry if you've had to go through that. With that being said, let's talk about my coming out story. So, as far as I go, I knew from a young age that something was different about me. I can remember the first time that I realized something was different about me was when I was watching this talk show, and this actress comes onto the stage. She was an old actress, and she comes onto this talk show stage, and she has two bodybuilders in speedos escort her out, and I say ooh out loud, and I had to catch myself, and my cousin looked at me, my cousin who's like a best friend to me because we were only a year apart, and he looks at me, he's like, what are you oohing at? And I had to hurry up and make up some story as to what was going through my head at the time. And of course, I'm not going to tell him, ooh, I'm oogling at these two guys in speedos. Like, come on. Let's fast forward. So it wouldn't be until I was going into my junior year of college, y'all, my junior year of college, that I would actually come out to someone. Let me backtrack that. My sophomore year. So in my sophomore year, after struggling with, being heterosexual, sophomore year is like winter break. I tell my best friend, who's a female and still my friend to this day, we've been friends since 9. I tell her, look, I think that I like guys, and I know that I like guys. And she couldn't believe it because, I mean, I played sports. I played sports in high school. I was, pretty popular in high school. I wasn't popular. I was like middle grade popular. I was cool with the nerds, and I was cool with the cool kids, and I was cool enough to make homecoming court, if that makes any sense. So I was somewhere in this middle gray area of coolness. I had that background. Like, I played basketball in the neighborhood. I played sports in high school, as far as tennis. Not the most masculine sport, but I played it nonetheless. I told her, and she was kind of shocked, and she was like, "Yeah, maybe you should just try out girls a little bit." So I was like, "Okay." So I meet this chick through one of my friends in college when I go off to college. Now, mind you, when I go off to college, I told you I didn't come out until I didn't really start, and I didn't even come out for real. I didn't start dating guys until going into my junior year. That summer, going into my junior year. So I'm hanging out with all these jocks and stuff. And I meet this girl through one of my friends in the crew that I hung with at Morgan. That's the college I went to. Whoop whoop, HBCUs, support, go. Meet this girl, we date for a while. She was the first girl I lost my virginity to. So I lost my virginity to a female. It was alright. It was good. I do it again. I ain't knocking it. That summer came and I got my first taste. And baby, I ain't been back since. Okay? I hooked up with a lot of guys that summer. This is pent up energy. You talking about somebody who didn't start messing around with guys as soon as they got out of high school. I waited until I'm almost out of college. So I had my first relationship going into my senior year. I was a super senior. I spent 5 years in undergrad, y'all. I got the student loans to prove it. So you come out multiple times in your life. For some people, maybe it's one big thing. Maybe you get your stuff put on a billboard and everybody just knows. But it didn't happen that way for me. So after I had my first relationship and I went through a breakup, it was rough. And that first relationship breakup is always rough when you're a LGBT plus QI, all them other letters. It's very difficult because you are your maturity is behind as far as relationships go. When you're a heterosexual, you talking about girlfriends and boyfriends in like elementary school. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, it's not that serious, but it matures as you get older. Like you're having relationships with females and males that have and females that have relationships with men from as early as middle school going through high school. But if you're in the closet and you haven't come out or even done anything with a guy until you're almost midway through college, you can only imagine the mental maturity that comes with being in a relationship. That's a skill. And you have to grow that skill just like anything else. So, like I said, it was a rough breakup. And I was getting tired of leading this double life because I was going home every weekend. My friends was wondering where I was disappearing to, who was picking me up. I had people in chauffeured Benzes picking me up, child. It was a mess. It was a mess. I was meeting guys of all backgrounds. A dancer for an R&B singer, frat, wealthy real estate investors. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was pulling them back then. I probably still could, but anyway. So eventually, I got tired of leading this double life and I decided to tell my mother. We got in the car, I tell her, and she starts swerving all over the road. Oh my God, ooh, doing the most. But we eventually made it back to her place because at this time my parents had split up. We make it back to her place and I tell her everything. And we had a long talk, and she said, I love you and I accept you. And we were pretty much good from that point. She felt bad because she couldn't be there for me in the time that she thought I needed her. She felt bad that she couldn't be there in those lonely times where, I'm going through this by myself. Every parent wants to be there for their child. Every good parent wants to be there for their child. Let me correct that statement. The next day, my father asked me, and I did not plan on telling him. I know she told him. I know you told him. So I tell him, and it did not go as peaches and cream as, it went with her. He was like, you going to hell. You're a disgrace to the family. I can't understand why you want to be like this. I didn't raise you this way. Even tried to bring out the Bible. This man ain't even religious like that. Like, cut it out. Over time, our relationship grew to be better. You will find with parents who have a hard time accepting it in the beginning, they need to let it marinate. And sometimes it takes longer than others. It took a little while with him, but now we are at a very good place. Ironically, I kind of feel closer to my dad than my mom now. And that's really crazy because we were butting heads on this. But that's how it happens. So after coming out to them, I was still in the closet. Like, I was out to my parents, I was out to my best friend, I was out to my cousin, but I still wasn't out to everyone around me. It was kind of like well, if they know, they know, but I ain't tell them, so, it is what it is. It literally took me going on a retreat with this organization that I was a part of called BMX. It was called the Black Men's Exchange. So we went on this retreat across country over to Napa Valley. And it was like a spiritual retreat. We did a lot of, meditation and group talks and everything like that. It was at that moment I realized that I wasn't being my true authentic self. And that was a really big thing with this group, being your authentic self, always presenting your authentic self. And it's like, how could I present my authentic self if the world does not know the truth about me and who I like? or what I like. Not saying that that is who I am, but it is a part of who I am, and I'm not presenting all of myself to the world. And if I'm not presenting all of myself to the world, how can I be successful in this world? So that day we went on a meditation, and they told us all to go back to our suite rooms. We all had like little cabins on this vineyard out in Napa Valley, and I'm sitting in my cabin, and I'm writing down things about being authentic, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna put this post on Facebook, and I came out on Facebook, y'all. So everybody and their mama was on Facebook at the time, and I decided to make this post, and I told everybody, and it got a lot of likes, it got a lot of responses, and I told people, hey, this is who I am. If you like it, if you cool with me, then stay cool with me. If you can't fuck with me no more, then keep it moving. And that's the attitude that you gotta have when you do decide to come out, if you haven't already. And so, I'm living my life. For anyone who is going through it right now and they're wondering if they should or if they should not, you have to do it when you're ready. You have to do it in the right space, in the right time for you. If you don't think your parents are going to take it well, and they're financially supporting you, I would probably hold off on doing it, because you don't want to be one of these people who gets put out and then now you're homeless. A lot of LGBT people are homeless, and it comes from them coming out to parents or family members who are taking care of them that can't accept it. And so you have to choose that wisely for yourself. And, if you need someone to talk to, you know, please leave a comment below, message me, I will talk to you. But, that moment when you finally do it, it is a relief and a weight lifted off your shoulders, and it is better for your mental health, and that's how you wrap it back up to health, wealth, and freedom. So with that being said, I am wrapping this video up, y'all. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time out to see this. And again, leave a comment, subscribe if you like it. I got other videos where I've done some funny stuff. And you follow me through my day and the things that I do on the side as I journey through this world. And there'll be travel videos to come, as well as some other things, because we're planning trips, trying to go to Tokyo this year. So peace out. Talk to you later.